I'm going to redo this video because the last time I did this video, the camera I was using had very bad sound pickup. So I'm going to redo and hope that the things that I say come across clearer this time. So one of the qualities about Hung Style is that as a Kung Fu system, is that the entire body is considered a unit. And while every martial art says that, Hung Style specifically sets up body parts to work together. It is a major function of their tactics. So they of course have a series of exercises that his only purpose is to teach that body to work as a unit. So when they discuss, for example, catching a punch or a strike or a kick with one arm and then transferring that power through to the other arm, it is not some sympathetic magic concept. It's a physical connection. And if you don't train that physical connection, you're not going to have it. So hopefully this will clear that up. Once again, this is for my students, and if this does not apply to your style, maybe it doesn't apply to your style, maybe your teacher never taught you, maybe your teacher taught you and you didn't learn it, it's not my problem. So here what we're going to do for the first exercise is we're going to work on the connection from one arm to the other. And we're going to do it across the chest as well as across the back. So you can do this particular one in a push-up position or on your hands and knees, whichever one helps you focus better. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to push our hands towards each other isometrically. You want to feel the pressure in the middle of the chest. You want to feel the muscles strain, and you want to feel this become a unit. So we're going to bring the arms in. We want to feel the biceps. We want to feel some of the forearm. We want to feel the chest. And then when we go the other way, we push the hands out, and we want to feel the tricep. We want to feel the outside of the forearm, and we want to feel it across the back. So feel free to roll the back up, arch your back, whatever necessary to focus those muscles, to focus your attention on those muscles. And I'm going to do 3 of these reps. So in, and then out. And then in. And then out. In. And out. At this point, we're going to do the same thing with the legs. The difficulty of the legs, and why we did the chest first, so we can use that experience to guide us, is that I don't want to, for example, bring the feet down and then pull them in, causing strain on the knees or causing strain on the ankles. So however you choose to do this, you want to align yourself, and having the knees for me is a little easier, but you want to bring those legs in, bring the knees towards each other so you can feel it right here across the lower abdomen. I'm not trying to strain the hip joint. I'm not trying to pull the groin muscle. If you can go up and tighten up the legs enough, or when you bring it in, but you do not want to strain the knees or the ankles or even the hips. You want it lower ab, just like here, it was the chest. So we want to come in, and then out. Some of you may find this easier in a horse stance, where you put the hands on the knees, you bring them in, bring the thighs in, and then you come here and you push the thighs out. You do not want to feel it across your butt. You want to feel it across the lower back. So when you bring it in, lower abdomen. When you go out, lower back, base of the hips. In, out, and in, and then out. That was 2. Did the chest to the hips. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the left side. I'm going to bring the hands towards my knee because I want to flex these muscles from the shoulder to the hip. So we're going to do one side, in, and then we're going to go to the other side, and we want to feel this across our back. Once again, feel free to lean, change your posture, whatever's necessary. We want to focus on these muscles. We want to make the connection between the arm and the leg. So for those of you who like shapes, we've done the top and the bottom line. Now we're doing the left side and then the right side of a square. I'm doing this on wood. This is a little slippery. If you have carpet or you want to get out in the mud, dig your fingers right in. You can get a little more tension going. So together, and then away, together, and away. Now we're going to do the right side. So just like before, we want to push the limbs towards each other, and we want to focus on just here. This is totally relaxed. We're training to have a connection. While this will change your shape, these exercises are not done to give you a tiny waist or make you look pleasing. When you look at yourself in the mirror, these exercises are not designed to change your self-esteem or whether or not you fit clothes. The purpose of this is so that when you block and strike in one movement, you do not have a weak point that results in you injuring yourself in that effort. 3. Okay. So we just made the square. Now we're going to connect the corners. So left hand, or left shoulder to right hip. Once again, we want to feel the muscles tense across. We want to feel that connection, that physical, mechanical connection. away. Together. And away. Together. And away. Right hand, right shoulder to left hip. Together. And then together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to separate this up even more, because like I said, this is a martial art and we want our body to be working as a unit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do together and away, but instead of merely doing the chest or the hips, we want to try to fold the body. So we want to feel the line all the way down, we want to feel the whole left side, and we want to feel the connection. We want it across the abs, we want it across the ribs, everything. And then the same thing on the back. So when we come together, the hands and across the lower abdomen with the legs, feel that, maintain that until the whole torso. And then away so that we hit the back. Now we're going to do it top to bottom. So the shoulder to the hip connection, but once again we want to maintain this until we can feel crease across the middle, the entire upper body pulling towards the entire lower body. Across the chest, front torso, as well as the dorsal torso. In and out. In out. And number 3. Now we're going to bring it all together. So you want to tighten up left to the right, up and down, and then bring it in and hit the diagonals too. out. In. And out. And out. That was just to make sure my camera was still running. Okay. For those of you who like static postures, or need to be reminded of the more basic versions of these exercises, what we're going to do is the balances that would flex those muscles and then build this in a less intense manner than what we just did. I'm assuming you've gotten past this, but you may have forgotten these moves, so when you're teaching new students, these can help. So when we're here, you can bring all the arms out. So, as stupid as this looks, hold the posture, or a push-up posture if that's better for you. Go out here, feel how the muscles align, how they connect the body. Since most people are in a horse stance, this simulates it better, but you can actually do this in any posture, depending on, for example, what animal style you're doing. So when I'm here or here, I bring the leg out and I hold it. Or one or two breaths. We're not here to build any specific muscle group. We're just trying to feel the connection. Let the leg out. Or if you feel that people are particularly weak in these postures and they need it, you can do this as strength building. These exercises are also very handy in the event that you have suffered an injury, training accident, car accident, fight you didn't win, fight you did win, whatever. These exercises allow you to build up things without causing too much tension, too much damage, and it can also help you reevaluate your body so that you don't reestablish said injury. So as before, we did the 4 sides, and now we're going diagonally. these are going to look like ab exercises. Technically are, but they perform some of the similar functions to what we have just done. And these are the variations. So when you are back, bring that up for the lower abs, upper, lower, and then you have these. Move the legs in circles, go to the sides. And then push, pull, push, pull. Obviously, as with any other exercise, if you, for whatever reason, stop breathing, it will suddenly become an endurance exercise. So to reestablish, we want to bring the hips together for the bottom of the square, bring the arms to the top, arm towards the knee, build this ab, to be more specific, because it does look like I'm just blowing through these, and I am. If you were doing any type of exercises where you wanted people to do things for the first 2 months to prove themselves, these are the kind of exercises you would do. So one of the things you would also do is incorporate stance work, which is what I started doing before stopping to explain. So I am here, here. Any one of these postures, irrelevant, but what I have is I can put my elbow on my knee and then flex these abs. Other side. Legs, hands, and then of course cross, pull, cross, pull. And obviously I feel the need, I feel that I shouldn't have to say it, but if I'm being thorough, you can also go into your push-up position, maintain all of that, and then add the extra tension of going up and down to the chest as well as the back. Be careful. You can have one hand slide out, land on your face. So make sure you can do a one-arm push-up before you move on to this stage. Obviously, you can do everything with the upper body, but if you're in any type of meditative posture, you can also do similar. Pull the abs in, make sure all of this is tight, and you can, while holding your mudras, still bring everything in, bring everything to the back, up and down, anything that involves turning. Also gives you the cross alignment. Or even this, where you can actually put the legs together, bring them in, pull them out. So you can do these exercises, especially if you're suffering from an injury and certain postures are difficult for you to do, or you're on a deck and you get a piece of gravel jammed into your knee and you're like, that's enough for me today. You can do these exercises in any posture. So you want to develop the front torso as a sheet of muscle. You want the back torso as a sheet of muscle. You want the sides. You want to have that connection so that if somebody lifts your arm, a leg, or your other arm automatically comes because of the mechanical connection that you have trained your muscles to have.